Celebrating 25 years of impacting lives and changing the status quo. And it's been 25 years of great service to God and country, and with you as our solid rock. Welcome to Joy News Interactive right here on your most informative news channel, Joy News. It's 30 minutes of exciting trending news from Ghana and around the world. Join us on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 144, and also on our social media handles at Joy News on TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Subsequently, you can get more news at myjoyonline.com. My name is Najali Doku. Welcome to the show. Join us also on WhatsApp on 0540-109009. Well, to our first story. Well, government was hailed by some Ghanaians for its flagship of free SHS program. That policy has had its fair share of criticisms as well. Government later introduced a double-track system to help ease the congestion in senior high schools as well. Now the Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC, wants government to abolish that policy. Vice Chair of PIAC, Professor Akosua Dakwa, has been speaking to the AM show's Roland Walker. Let's watch this.
Yes, I mean, I think that ideally we should fade out the double-track system because it's a burden on the teachers. I mean, if you have to, the students are being rotated, but we are not rotating the faculty. So, for example, it's not as if when we are in the gold track, we have one set of teachers, and then we replace the teachers when we replace the students. The teachers and the staff, the non-teaching staff, are pretty much running the system throughout. And it's a great sacrifice on their part, but eventually we have to work out a system where they get some relief as well. But this is, in a way, this is teething problems, right? We haven't graduated the first batch yet. So we don't even know at this point exactly what this will mean for performance. We have to wait, see what the results look like. Then we can begin to have a conversation about how well did this work or not work. That's the final test, right? If you go to school under a tree versus going to school in an air-conditioned classroom, when we go and write the BEC and you pass, it will not be said you got 6 under trees versus 6 in an air-conditioned classroom. Your certificate will say aggregate 6. That's where the real test is. What happens at the end of the day? It may mean that the child who took her classes under a tree worked twice as hard. Or maybe they are just very smart, right? You want a child to have the best of opportunities, but ideally we provide all of these. The true test is going to be when the results come out.
Well, the results are not in yet, so we don't want to be preemptive. But per your experiences as a teacher, the observation of the committee going round ultimately affects quality.
I am not Houdini, so I cannot say that things will disappear or things will appear. This is how they will perform at the end of the day, right? What we did say was, ideally, you give them the best and you get the best out of it. Do we have the best facilities in all our schools? No, we don't. Is that likely to affect performance? Perhaps. Is it going to definitely mean that they will perform poorly? That I cannot tell. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh, that's Professor Akosua Dakwa, Vice President for PIAC. And you've been reacting to this on social media. Let's read some of your Facebook comments. And that's from Baikode. It said, what at all is wrong with double-track system? Days passed when our parents were schooling in shifts. Did they complain? If our parents and you think you can shed your disciplinary responsibilities on teachers, then you are a failure. Most of the reasons given for the scrap of these double-track system doesn't make sense to me. Those thinking indiscipline among these school children have failed to question upbringing of these children. I think the government is clear as to how and when to end the system. Has PIAC provided schools for the children for which they were demanding the scrap? The bigger question is, whose child should stay home? And I do agree with him on that one. Let's read some more Facebook comments, and this coming from Samuel. Says some of the students are still home since December, and we will be going back in March and will vacate again, just spending only 41 days in school. Shaking my head, fraudulent government. Isaac Mensa Ofori says there is nowhere in their recommendation stated that government should cancel the double track. I don't know if they can't read and understand. Prof. Einstein Sr. said, I think it's a good idea because double track system is not good for our country. And that's coming from Ibrahim Karim. He says, the track is not even my problem for now. If you see the kind of grades our brethren and sisters, they used to get admission, you go, cry. And Unruly Nasara G says, I'm in support. This is from Bidaba. He says, very needful. This could have been avoided if due diligence were done long ago. As we speak, there are schools with accommodation challenges because of the numbers, and they have to admit. Meanwhile, there are also schools that are not even enrolling up to 40% of their intake. So this will be helpful for the schools with under-enrollment and releasing the pressure of those with. Okay, we can see that one there. Those are your comments coming on Facebook. Now let's talk about internet safety. We all love to stay safe no matter what it appears. We hardly pay attention to internet safety, not at all. We just share information online without thinking of the effects it will have on our security especially. So why is internet safety important? Let's speak to Awo Amedim Amenya. She's Executive Director of Child Online Africa. She joins us by phone. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. How are you too?
I'm doing fantastic. Now let's talk about internet safety. Why is it important to stay safe on the internet?
Internet safety because that is where our life is going. The world has evolved and we are no longer in a situation where you put out something about yourself and be able to delete it and it goes off entirely. This time around, once you put out something, you lose control of it. So even if it's a mistaken post that you've made, once it's gone on, control is lost. And obviously, the third party has access and anything could be done about that. So that is why it's very important for us to consider internet safety. You recall that a couple of days ago, there was this brouhaha about the Ejisuman Senior High School student videos. Those are issues of concern, again, when it comes to internet safety, because obviously they're going to leave footprints online, which we call digital reputation. So their reputation is at stake, and to worsen the matter, their names were added to the videos. So obviously, I don't know what is going to become of them unless the government decides or the authorities decide to take a further step in order to clear their footprint, which I know it's going to be a difficult one for that matter. So in order not to have young people and even adults get caught up in situations like that where you have to bother yourself to clear your images, it's important for you to just apply caution. Because nowadays, too, when you apply for a job or a college, chances are that they're going to profile you, know the kind of things you talk about. So if you are the type who is very politically incorrect, for want of a better word, chances are that you're going to be declined so many opportunities for that matter.
Wow. So I know you mentioned the Ejisuman video issue. Now, what should parents be teaching their children about when it comes to internet safety? Very, very important question to me.
Yes, you know what? In as much as we want parents to teach their children, you and I will agree that it's not every parent who is a computer-savvy parent. So I don't want to leave it at the doorstep of parents alone. All of us, every adult who has a responsibility or who has an influence on a young person, has that responsibility to teach young people how to conduct themselves. And the first one I would think about is what they should post, how they should post it, and what kind of information they should give about themselves online, which will be around privacy, not giving too personal information like your name, your date of birth, and all those other things. And even most importantly, on social media lately, people sign up for these third-party apps on Facebook. thinking that it's a Facebook product. So you key in your date of birth and things, asking the app to tell you how you will look in 20 to 30 years.
Ooh.
Those are all funny stuff that we do, but they have very great implications for us in future. So for me, it's about every adult who has a young person in their care to make it their call or their responsibility to take care in terms of what the child does online. And again, it's not going to be just the children for me, because some of the things, it looks like we adults are setting the precedents for them to follow.
Very true.
There are videos that we produce. There are comments that we write out there. There are lyrics that we put out, which these children are imitating indirectly. So I think that we would also need to put a check on ourselves, our own lives, do the critical thinking before we conduct ourselves in the digital space.
Yeah. Now, I know yesterday was Internet Safety Day. How did Ghana host the main event? Because I know we're the center for it this year.
All right. So yesterday was Safer Internet Day, which is a global event to raise awareness on safe and responsible use of the digital space. And then this year, fortunately, we had ITU Regional Office of Africa coordinating the Pan-African movement for Safer Internet Day. So we had Africa Safer Internet Day. And in Ghana, for instance, we marked the day at 2 strategic places with some other regions still going on now. So yesterday there was a community deba at the Blekuma, Tansoman, actually. And then on Saturday, there was a float also in Ablekuma constituency. And then we were also at Lankwantana, that's Adenta municipality, sensitizing some school young people there on safer internet. And in some of the regions, like Volta region, I know there was a couple of media actions which is going to be carried throughout the week. Ashanti region is also going to follow the same pattern, and so will be other regions. So essentially, we are saying that we don't want to observe 11th, 7th, or whatever, the second Tuesday annually in February for Safer Internet Day, but we want to make every day Safer Internet Day.
Very, very
so
important.
Once we have the opportunity, let's put in a word or two in the interest of the future generation as far as internet safety is concerned.
Okay, thank you so much, Awa Menya. She's the Executive Director, Child Online Africa. Now we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more trending news. Okay. Now, before we check out Kobe Bryant, let's look at our ghetto minister one more time.
Yesterday, Baumia Yaba, ghetto minister, na make say, you bet check Baumia the rare economy. The rare economy. Munche Yamogwe. Sisia, Shepano, 2 cities. Shanobo, Baumia, the rare economy na yechono. Baumia, Obia the president to this bash. A year, 1 city, 20 pesos. Baumia, weigh 5 cities, 50 pesos.
Only dollar near back.
Only dollar no, your back. Baumia, Dokuwe, 1 city, 50 pesos. 1.5. Baumia, Chinam, 2 cities. Baumia, you pay your child the real economy. In your data, I didn't catch you one and Kano. Baumia, no, they give me Shiabon. This is the real economy. Chinam, 2 cities. Baumia Chinam 2 cities. Baumia and Kadakun 1.5. The organ of Biadi. Baumia, this is the rare economy. Share similar way. You know, Obiadi similar Guanabana. Or your 4 cities, 50 pesos. Baumia, Obia Patole Tony. Or your 1 city, 20 pesos. Adia, no what on 6 cities, 60 pesos. Adia what on is 60 pesos. Wabredo, what on 1 city, 20 pesos. Baumia, you know what on 2 cities. Wabredo, no what on 2 cities. Wabredo, or your 4 cities, 20 pesos. Baumia, Bibia Poya, Ade could be on your Shapitation Yano. Sisia, 50 pesos, 1 city. Baumia, 80 share.